If you dread going to the dentist, our next guest can help. They make going to the dentist fun, from family dentistry to cosmetic dentistry and more. Today, we sit down and chat with Longboard Dental.
This is Charleston Women Podcast, where you can meet like-minded, strong, independent, professional, and inspiring local women. This is Charleston Women Podcast.
I'm thrilled now to welcome to the Charleston Women Podcast, Ellen Pulisic, who is with Longboard Dental. Ellen, thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me, Erin.
I'm sorry I didn't call you doctor. You're Dr. Pulisic. I need to get it right.
That's okay.
Tell me more about Longboard Dental. When did you get started there?
Sure. So we are almost 2 years old. Yeah. We are located in North Mount Pleasant near Costco.
Okay, that's great. I'm sure you're getting a lot of like the new folks moving to town out by that Costco location. Yes. So who do you serve? Do you do kind of like all ages, kids to adults? Like what's your range?
Yes, so we do see it all. So one strong value that we have is that we do want to be a one-stop shop. So everything from babies to seniors. I know patients personally kind of hate being referred out. And even though we love our referral partners, we try to do as much in-house to keep you in one place. Right.
And you serve children to adults. And yes. I'm sure you know, like, going to the dentist isn't always like the most fun thing. So I'm sure you might have heard that. But what do you do? I think anyone that works with kids really has like a special skill. You know, how do you keep those family values at your core and keep those kiddos especially like happy to go see you?
Sure. Well, I think it comes honestly just from being a mom myself. And believe it or not, family is probably your most difficult patient. And we just kind of have a mantra that we treat all our patients like our family. So I got to give some credit to my kiddos for helping to keep me in the game.
They make you get it. How old are your kiddos?
I have a 7-year-old and a 10-year-old.
Okay. Boy or girl?
One of each. So the 10-year-old's a boy. Yeah.
So now you're done, right?
Oh, definitely done.
Yeah, definitely. Yes. I was looking at your website and it seems like you have like some great technology. Like you've really focused on investing in that. Is that true?
We do. And it was a major priority when I opened this office that we really just brought the creature comforts of dental to the dental space so that you didn't quite feel like you were at the dentist.
Right. So tell me about your technology, because I've been to dentists where I'm like, I'm never going back because that x-ray process was like too antiquated. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. So like how technology makes it easier for your patient. So kind of walk me through that process.
Definitely. Well, we are an all digital office. So that goes from everything from digital x-rays, digital charting. And then we have a lot of great technology that really eliminated that goopy impression process that a lot of people had when they had restorative work done. So I can basically 3D scan your mouth, send it over to a mill, and that can churn out crowns, veneers, something called inlays and onlays. And I'm actually beta testing some really cool technology that when I go ahead and place a dental implant, I can actually make the restoration in-house. So it's pretty exciting.
That's cool. I mean, did they have stuff like that when you were in dental school?
Oh, so we had to learn it all after the fact, for sure.
Yeah. And when you say like digital x-rays, is that the thing that like goes around your head or scan? Like, how does it work?
Sure. So we have everything from what kind of looks almost like a handheld like Nerf gun that helps take intraoral photos. And then we do have a digital CBCT. So I get to see everything in 3D and it helps me guide my surgeries too.
In 1996, it was Southern Women to Women magazine. Now it's Charleston Women magazine. Charleston Women is all about strong, capable, confident, hardworking, nurturing, determined, dedicated, and inspiring women. Our readers are business owners, entrepreneurs, mothers, sisters, wives, and grandmothers. Pick up your copy of Charleston Women magazine at Charleston area Harris Teeters and Food Lions. Charleston Women magazine. We are Charleston Women.
You're listening to the Charleston Women Podcast.
What made you decide that you wanted to get into this industry?
The age-old question. Well, I believe in the power of human connection. And I think that being a dentist really helps you establish a relationship with your patients over time. I think it's so special that I see people not only in crisis, but just every 6 months. And I get to do, these great check-ins. And we kind of joke in the office that like everyone's my friend. And we're kind of like the cheers of dentistry. So you come in, everyone knows your name, and it's very welcoming.
Yeah, you make it an enjoyable experience. Definitely. What would you say? So we all know we have to go like every 6 months.
Yes.
You know how when they say like flossing can extend your life? I've always
Yes.
wondered, is that legit?
It's true, yeah. So
Wow.
there was actually there was a paper that was published that recently said that basically the bacteria that causes gum disease actually has been implicated in Alzheimer's disease. So I always
Really?
joke to people like, brush the teeth you want to keep.
Yeah. Wow, I didn't know that. So,
Yeah.
what else would you say like we can do? Just talking, oral health
Yeah.
for women. Like we brush, we floss. Another question, those electric toothbrushes,
Yeah.
they can be cheap. They can be $20. They can be
Yep.
$200. What's the difference? What do we invest?
Sure. Well, I kind of break it down in a funny little acronym, which is FBI. So you always want to focus on flossing, brushing, and actually irrigating. So when we talk about like your nighttime and morning routine, you're going to want to floss. You're going to want to brush, ideally with an electric toothbrush, and then go ahead and get in there with a water pick to actually flush out your gums. And to answer your question, you don't have to break the bank. I've seen on Amazon Prime Day, you can get just, like basic intro electric brushes, and they are still statistically going to do way better than a manual brush.
Okay, so floss, brush, and then that water pick, which is
FBI.
probably something most of us don't have.
Yes.
Is there, when it comes to mouthwash, I'm just asking you all the questions now.
Yeah, go for it.
I know a lot of friends that use like pricier mouthwash that's really good at like getting rid of bad breath. Like, is there a certain kinds that you like, or are we just all, throwing money and it's kind of all the same?
Sure. Well, I definitely would say it's tailored on kind of what every individual's need is.
Sure.
My favorite from kids to adults is ACT. ACT is a fluoride-based mouth rinse, and we're really just seeing it's helping to get into like the nooks and crannies where we're starting to get initial decay and helping remineralize spots. And, it's kind of a little controversial now with how people feel about fluoride. So I always encourage people, there are cleaner, quote unquote, products out there. I love the Risewell brand, and that's something I also recommend from kids to adults.
Okay, I haven't heard that. That's Risewell.
Yes.
And then, of course, as a dentist, your teeth are like perfect and smiling, like pearly white. Do you do teeth whitening in the office?
We do. And actually, we have a really popular express whitening option. I used to offer this like really robust, fairly expensive whitening. And honestly, I found this express whitening product that's phenomenal. It's 20 minutes in and out, $150, and it comes with a take-home pen. So I always tell people whitening is an initial investment, but it's really what you do beyond that initial session. So what you do at home.
And what are we doing wrong that's like destroying those white teeth that we work
Oh,
well, here with my cup of coffee, I guarantee that's one of them.
I'm guilty as charged with that too. But what I would honestly say, about 10 years ago, everyone sort of made the shift away from soda. And unfortunately, we've all gone into this realm of loving seltzers. And so I tell people seltzer can really affect the pH in your mouth and affect, your gums and the health of your enamel that way as well. So, best is always just plain tap water, but of course, treat yourself. So it doesn't mean you have to cut everything out, but when you can have those special treats or beverages, it's better to have them at a concentrated time like mealtime.
Okay. I never thought of that. So we got rid of all the sugars without the, I say pop soda.
Yep.
My husband guzzles like 5 seltzers a day. So now I'm going to get after him. So that alters the pH in your mouth.
It does.
Sorry to ask so many questions.
Oh, I love it.
I love asking women too, such as yourself, business owner, mom, super busy. How do you start your day?
Oh gosh. I love the first 30 minutes of my day. I wake up at 5:30 every day and I just start with like a good cup of coffee in solitude. And I feel after that coffee hits, you can just take on the world. But I'm definitely an early riser.
I feel like everyone that's a mom says the same thing, like silence, like no sound, silence.
Nope. Yeah.
What would you say to someone, Ellen, who is interested maybe in becoming you one day, going into dentistry, or a woman listening whose daughter or granddaughter might have, expressed a little bit of an interest?
Awesome. Well, that's a really great question. It's actually a passion project of mine. So last year, I got my office approved as a dental assisting school for the state. So this year, I'm piloting a nonprofit arm to get high school students into the field of dentistry. So we've gone through a pilot round with one student. We have 3 more starting this spring. And I just really encourage women. I think dentistry is such an amazing profession that does lend itself, if you have children, to set your hours, be your own boss. It's really been an incredible career. And I just really hope to spread it to those other people that are interested.
That is so cool. How can we help support your nonprofit, your new arm?
Well, we're still kind of in some of the paperwork stage, and I've made the initial investment, but it's really just word of mouth. And I'm really just looking for awesome, dedicated high school seniors that maybe aren't sure what they want to do next. And, I really try to focus on teaching both the administrative side as well as the clinical side, because there's so many careers just in dental that don't even just involve being a dentist.
That's a good point. So my daughter, she's in 6th grade, and for many years, she had collections of teeth all over her dress, which freaked me out, but she wanted to be a dentist. Now she wants to be an architect. But I ask you, and who knows where they get this crazy information, but she finally said one day, I'm not going to be a dentist because there are too many emergencies. I'm going to be an orthodontist because you don't have orthodontists like emergencies. Is that true? Do you have after hours?
I would just say that I have covered from some of my orthodontic friends. I do a ton of Invisalign in my office, but you would laugh. I have some neighbors where I've clipped wires in my kitchen and everything to help them out. So I can't say ortho doesn't have its emergencies too, but it's a very rewarding profession. And I really do consider it an honor when I get that phone call, maybe from a panicked mom that really just needs someone to vent to in a crisis situation.
Right. This has been wonderful talking to you. Is there anything else that you would like to add that I didn't hit on?
Not really. I would just say that it's such a privilege and an honor to speak with you today. I think Charleston Women is just such an incredible group and organization. And I really just appreciate that you spend the extra time, educating us all about what exists out here in Charleston and the amazing businesses we have.
Right. Well, I adore you, Ellen. And I think, like I said, maybe we don't all want to go to the dentist necessarily, but if it's like Cheers, all in, I want to go and hang out. Say it again. I know you're by Costco, but give me your address and then also give me your website and the easiest way to book, because I know you have everything's digital, which is great.
Sure. We're at 405 Faison Road, Suite 103, in between Mazo and ATI Physical Therapy, catty corner to Costco. So go get your glizzy and come over and get your teeth cleaned.
I love it. Ellen, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Erin.
Absolutely. This has been the Charleston Women podcast with Longboard Dental. We thank you for joining us. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Thanks for spending time with Charleston Women podcast. Please like us and follow us on whatever platform you're using to access Charleston Women podcast.